And I'm live. And I am live. This is just a brief um little mini presentation. So I'm not gonna be here all day. So I didn't play no music and you know, um I'm just not trying to be here for a long time. I'm about to get into some basketball. But I seen people crying and arguing for 5 hours about the word Caucasoid and Caucasian. And niggas mad that Chief X used the words Caucasian and Caucasoid to refer to people from North Africa and Egypt. It just pisses them off. Boy, it pisses them off because Caucasian don't fit them. Just like when I call them Mediterranean people or Mediterranean culture, that pisses them off because Mediterranean don't fit them. So we've come to the conclusion in understanding like these fake history teaching black Americans in the conscious community simply don't like anything or they don't like them to be referred to anything except African. And they don't like you to say North African, they prefer to say just African. Because when you say just African, you muddy the waters and you create confusion. What's happening, American Dream? What's happening, Rashana Hayward, Dr. Banu? I'm gonna make this real clear and plain, right? And I'm gonna tell you why people don't like these terms and what the problem is, and because these terms like Caucasian, Caucasoid, Mediterranean peoples exclude niggas. Excuse my language. I'm just talking how I like to talk. What's happening, Markel Maxwell? Right? So, the whole intent now of these haters and liars like Unc, Smash Rockwell, uh, uh, Brother Reggie, and I see um, one of these other brothers. What's the brother's name from the pseudo killers? Not Chef and Corey. Um, Brendan jumping in on the fray, right? You know, I like pseudo killers and respect pseudo killers, but let me just tell you something. Everybody on the pseudo killers is not a pseudo killer. Some of them are fence riders, and some of them are low key pseudo. They only change when the majority of the group change, then they'll fall in line. Call us Martians. So, just to clarify shit, and since people have a problem with the word Caucasoid and Caucasian, which I began to use, and when I use it, I literally tell people it's an obsolete term. It's an obsolete and out of date category that people use. Every time I've used the word Caucasoid and Caucasian, I've admitted that. I know it's out of date. I know it's obsolete. I don't give a fuck. I said I still like to use it to make a point. And goddamn it, I'm gonna continue to use it to make a point. And I don't care what you niggas is crying about. Let me today give you some more shit to cry about. Right? People also are acting like They don't know what the word black, excuse me, they don't know what black people is all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Chief X debunk Black Egypt, and all of a sudden, people don't know what black means anymore or what black people is. It's just so ambiguous. And I also agree that it is a social construct. But if we want to claim it to be a social construct, we got to be more honest. Well, we got to say the ancient Portuguese used the word black because they called sub-Saharan African Negro land. You mad at me? Are you mad at the ancient Portuguese? And on their maps it says Negro land? What does Negro mean in Spanish, Latin? It means black. Einstein. So the ancient Portuguese called them black. But with Chief X say black, everybody gets dumb all of a sudden. The Arabs called sub-Saharan Africa Sudan, which means land of the blacks. The Arabs used it, the Portuguese used it, but if Chief X used it, then Chief X is saying something that they're confused about. Right? But they were never confused of what a black man was until Chief X made the video Black Egypt Debunked. Let me tell you something and show you something. Let me just go ahead and add this to the stream. When Dr. Ben wrote this book, The Black Man of the Nile, wasn't nobody confused. They knew exactly who Dr. Ben was talking about. They didn't say, "Oh, well, I don't know what black is. I don't know what black people is. It's just ambiguous and it's a social construct." And just to erase the fact that, just to try to be Egyptians. All of a sudden, they don't know what black is. Hold on, let me Say, why would she have to say that before she eat? Hold on. Okay. Okay. So they knew what it meant when Dr. Ben said black man. They never questioned him. Not one time. They just totally knew. Okay, he's talking about black folk. It was no question. When Brother Ankh always say until recently, black African power. What's good? When you know how he opens up, that's how he opens up. Black African power. Nobody ever said, Ankh, that's a, well, who is black? What are you talking about, Ankh? They knew exactly who Brother Ankh was talking about when he said, opens up saying black African power. Niggas got dumb all of a sudden because Egyptians have been proven to be Caucasoid and Mediterranean people and of a Mediterranean culture. So all of a sudden they trying to remove different words and play dumb so they can wiggle themselves in there. They trying to remove sub-Saharan Africa. Oh, sub-Saharan is a racist terminology. Although it's strict geology, there is a Sahara Desert, and there is something below the Sahara Desert. Below means sub, like a submarine, which is underwater. Sub-Sahara, which is under the Sahara. These are strict terminologies and nothing racist about them. So they don't want the Sahara, sub-Sahara. They don't like the term sub-Sahara because that separates them from being Egyptian. So remove sub-Saharan Africa. It's fucking racist. Just blend it all so we can all be just one happy family and one group of Africans. That way, they can sneak up to North Africa and be North Africans as well. Slippery slope here. Slippery motherfucking slope. So these are the mind games that people are playing. Right? Now, if we have this argument about Sudan being either sub Saharan or North African. The black conscious community wants Sudan to be North Africa so bad. And technically, if we're being technical, it is in the northeastern corner of the continent of Africa, technically. But they wanted to just fully be North Africa for certain reasons. And that is to fit the Nubians into North Africa as North Africans and or Egyptians. It's all mind games. A slippery slope. What you say, Acadia? Gotta stay slippery. Right? What up, Sean Blanco? Sean Blanco got it right. He said, "What up, Chief? I'm in here, but I'm gonna start from the beginning." That's what I do when I go to people's videos and they live and I didn't catch it from the beginning. I don't have to be there during live time so I can fuck with the chat. Cause mainly I'm here to watch a video for educational purposes to get something from the video, not the chat. So I always, if his video's live, I rewind to the beginning. I'm still watching Smash Rockwell's video that he's been done over that was early this morning, and I'm way behind. I don't want to miss it. I'm not going to skip and open up a book in the middle of the book. I'm going to read the book from the beginning, first chapter. Good looking out, Sean Blanco. Smart man. Would you say all mind games? Yeah, all mind games that people are arguing over labels or not. Now, I told people think this Sudan being either North or Sub-Saharan Africa is some new argument with me. No, it's a new argument with you niggas. I've been told you some people see Sudan as North Africa and some people see it as South Africa. I've been said that. I'm the only one honest about it. Everybody else just trying to pick a side and just can't be honest and say some see it as North, some see it as South. I've said this 7 months ago. In this video right here. As you can see at the bottom, you niggas is new to it. Right here, 7 months ago, March 20th, 2020, while you guys are arguing about it today, I've been educated you niggas on it. 7 months ago. And what's the title? Is Sudan North Africa or Sub-Saharan / East Africa? I'm 100% on point and honest. And in this video, it's only brief. Let me play 2 minutes of it. Listen. I argued with Asar Imhotep on what is Sub-Saharan Africa and what is not Sub-Saharan Africa. Of course, Asar, since he wants to make Egyptians black, he rolls with Sudan being North Africa. I was rolling with Sudan being Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay? Now, I don't really care what someone chooses to roll with. Pause. See what I said 7 months ago? I don't give a fuck if you want to consider it North Africa. Fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue about that all day. Pick and choose. I just happen to roll with the African Union. The Egyptomaniacs, who were supposed to be black, don't want to roll with the African Union. They prefer to roll with the European Union. But they're pro-black. Pan-Africans. But they prefer to roll with the European Union instead of the African Union. Chief X rolls with the African Union, and I put Sudan in Sub-Saharan Africa, just like the African Union does. But these niggas prefer the European Union. I'm just stating with what I roll with. I don't like to argue this, but it turned into an argument one day because people were just petty, right? But if you want to consider it North Africa, fine. I just consider it uh, uh, um, part of sub-Saharan Africa slash East Africa. Okay, so let's just see what they say. This is what I mean. I
Right.
said
Bam. So 7 months ago, I'm making my claim. I personally, regardless of what you do, personally, I consider Sudan East Africa. That's just me. If you want to consider it North Africa, fine. We don't have to keep arguing about it. I stated what I feel. You stated what you feel. The European Union stated one side. The African Union stated one side. We're at a standstill. Go with what the fuck you feel. Okay? I've been taught this. It's no flip flopping with me. Okay, so let's move on from that. Now, people were arguing for 5 hours over the word Caucasian and Caucasoid and arguing against me. Oh, Chief X is obsolete. Chief X is pseudo because he uses the word Caucasoid. That doesn't make me fucking pseudo. I'm not into pseudoscience. Even though I dislike Ankh and I think he's wrong, he's not into pseudoscience. And I'm not going to label him a pseudo just because we have beef. He'll do that because he's an emotional wreck. And he'll label me a pseudo guy, a pseudoscientist. It's childish. People don't have enough maturity to even be honest. Ankh is not a pseudoscientific guy. He's a science guy, although wrong a lot. I'm not into pseudoscience. I'm a science guy also, although and more right all the time than Ankh though. So because I'm beefing with someone or disagreeing with someone, why would I label them pseudoscientific? It's just childish. Right. And they don't mind calling North African invaders because they're light skinned. I mean, it's silly. So check this out, family. Understand this. Since you guys hate to use the word Caucasoid or Caucasian, but because this came at a time where there was three racial classifications. Hold on. Okay, I thought I was sharing, but anyway, good. That was. There's three racial classifications. They started in the 19th century, 1800s, or whatever. They called people either Caucasoid, Mongloid, or Negroid. Outdated. We get it! But when they said Mongoloid, they're talking about Asian people and Native American people. When they say Caucasoid, they were talking about white people, European people, people from the Caucasus, people from Semitic areas and Israel and shit like that. Berbers and Coptics, and they consider them uh, uh, um, Caucasoid. They consider Negroid those people from sub-Saharan Africa and or people like the Negritos in the Philippines, right? And they're still called Negritos to this day, and nobody ever has a problem with it. But all of a sudden, never mind. Um, so were the three classifications. We get it. It's outdated. Today we have more races on the planet. We have the genome has been mapped, and a lot of this shit is kind of ambiguous, so they don't use the fucking terms no more. But everybody still knows exactly what I mean when I say Caucasoid or Caucasian. We agree. Chief X always agreed it's an obsolete category, but I'm still gonna use it. Shut the fuck up. Okay, now, since you guys don't like them words, then from now on, everything has changed. We only can label them, since we want to be specific, Mediterranean people or MENA. MENA is the proper classification for people in North Africa and the Middle East. MENA, MENA, is a region. just like Western Central Africa as a region. Black folk come from the region of West Central Africa. Egyptians are MENA. Middle Eastern, North African. You're not MENA and you're not Mediterranean. So get on me about these terms because these terms are scientific. Let's go. So they're not Caucasoid, they're MENA and they're Mediterranean peoples. Okay, let's share and talk about it. MENA, right here, Middle Eastern and North African. Well, let me just do this first. MENA, so people can understand. MENA is a region. MENA. And it stands for, and as you can see, those in the dark blue are MENA. Middle Eastern, North Africans. People in the light blue clearly halfway agree with me or have relations to MENA. They're in some kind of way related to MENA, but not exactly MENA. You get what I'm saying? So this is why they have them blocked off. So you see right here it says always included is in the dark. Always. Sudan is not always included. Just like Sudan is not always included in North Africa. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But in dark blue, which means always included, and then the light blue, just like Chief X said now, and I said 7 months ago when I'm teaching you niggas, sometimes included. So as you see, Sudan is sometimes included because it has some relations, because a lot of people in Sudan is on the border, a lot of Arab mixture in people in Sudan. So they're related and they have a little bit of similarities. Okay? So MENA stands for an acronym for the English language, refers to a grouping of countries situated in and around the Middle East and North Africa. Y'all ain't MENA. Since you guys don't like to use Caucasian, use MENA. It's very specific and still doesn't relate to you. It is also known as WANA, which is alternatively refers to the Middle East as Western Asia. Why? Because Western Asian is a part of the geography connected to Egypt, as you see. It's connected. Why are people arguing whether somebody is from Israel or Cairo? It's still the same similar region. They're still MENA. This is all connected. You can clearly see it's connected. So there is no like border here that separates these people. People in Israel, Egypt, Jerusalem, the Near East, Egypt, North Africa have been vibing, doing business, sharing information, sharing cultural things, sharing cultural food. And it's right here near the Mediterranean Sea. These are Mediterranean people who share the same cultural values. It is what it is. It's connected. This is fucking MENA. Since you don't want to since you don't want to call them Caucasian, nigga, we're not calling them nothing that you want to connect yourself to. Okay? So MENA, I showed you the definition in Wiki. It says right here in this scientific article, pnas.org, Middle Eastern and North African Americans may not be perceived nor perceive themselves to be white. So, when I say Caucasian, I don't mean white. I mean people who are related to the Caucasus, and who in physical anthropology were called Caucasoid. That's what I mean. And that is Middle Eastern and North African Americans. They don't want to be perceived as white, and they're not considered white to me and to most people. So I'm giving you niggas clarification since you want to play mind games. Okay? The U.S. government's classification of Middle Eastern and North Africa, which means MENA. That's the label for that region, MENA. It says it right here. U.S. government's classification of Middle Eastern and North Africa, MENA, Americans as white means there is no direct way to numerically count members of this group in official statistics. Therefore, any potential disparities and inequalities faced by MENA Americans remain unhidden. They even have a whole term called MENA Americans. So if an Egyptian was here, if a person from Israel was here, if a person from Iran was here, they're considered MENA Americans. Nevertheless, we find that MENA Americans may not be perceived nor perceive themselves to be white. Okay? Are we clear? Now, they have whole regions called the MENA region. Oh! The MENA region here does not include Sudan. I'm sorry. You see right here the MENA region. It does not include Sudan. Some regions do. Well, this is in another language. Let me how do I get this shit back to English? But anyway, you see MENA's a region, and it says right here the MENA region, right? Now, I always say that Egyptians did way more business with the Mediterranean than they did sub-Saharan Africa. At least most probably about 80% of the business was with the Mediterranean region. Maybe, and I'm just being generous saying 20% of the business they did with sub-Saharan Africa or the Nubians close in Sudan. They're definitely a Mediterranean country and a preeminent leader of the Mediterranean, as I showed previously. Okay? Now, when they speak of sub-Saharan Africa, as you see on this picture, there's always a highlight. Oops, on Sudan. Like just sub-Saharan Africa. When you go to sub-Saharan Africa on Wikipedia, as you see here, it immediately doesn't have Sudan in the gray. But it is light green while the others are dark green. Because it has some affiliations on the border and things and you know it's a big Muslim population there. So they have it light like questionable. The same shit I was telling niggas 7 months ago when I made this video. Is Sudan, North Africa, Sub-Saharan, or East Africa? I've been up on this. I'm teaching you guys. You guys have never taught on this subject until you heard me speak on it. And now you want to change everything. Okay? So right here it says combined green, definition of sub-Saharan Africa is all the combined dark green, as used in statistics of the United Nations Institute. The lighter green, which is right here, the only lighter green spot right here is Sudan, classified as a part of North Africa by the United Nations Statistics Division instead of Eastern Africa. I considered Eastern Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa just like the African Union does. So I just want to be clear. Okay? So we're clear. Okay? Now, How far is Egypt from Israel? 422 miles. Are you going to do more business with somebody who's 400 miles from you or someone who's 1,000 miles from you? More than likely 400 miles. That's the distance between Israel and Egypt. You see? Guess how far Las Vegas is from Los Angeles? Las Vegas and Los Angeles is the same West Coast region. Smash Rockwell lives in Northern Cali. I live in Southern Cali. We're both relatively close to Las Vegas, which is less than 400 miles from us. I drive to Vegas at least once every 3 months. Takes me 4 hours. It's near me. When my grandparents retired in Los Angeles, when they retired from living in Carson and Compton, when they retired and moved to the neighboring state, which is Las Vegas, which is 400 miles. Guess how far Sudan is from Cairo? Let's talk about it. It's 1,388 miles. Sudan is 1,388 miles from Cairo. That's the different distance between Sudan and Cairo, 1,300 miles. The difference between Israel and Cairo is 420 miles. They fucked with the Mediterranean world way, way, way more than they fucked with sub-Saharan Africa or Nubians or Sudans or whatever the fuck y'all want to say. The Beja people are further down than Sudan. Don't let me get to talking about the Afar people. I got receipts on all this bullshit you niggas is lying about. Amazing tents. And hold on, am I sharing my screen? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Don't let me talk about the Shilluk people, a Nilotic tribe and their culture. Now, I'm going to do this separately. Don't make me go into these Sudanese and the Beja tribe and their culture. And how far they are from Cairo, Egypt, the capital of Egypt. I'm gonna do this separately because I'm gonna show you what you niggas is claiming and trying to push these black tribes in Sudan and Eritrea and Ethiopia. You trying to push them further north than they belong. And they live in poverty. And y'all don't want to go there. You do not want to go there with me. You don't want to debate me on a down. You calling certain people Egyptians or indigenous to North Africa and they doing bad. Like all them little cute pictures and shit y'all showing, but you don't show them in the desert, living their life and culture, fucking with cows and cattle, fucking with dung and piss and drinking piss and fucking rubbing dung and all this old primitive shit. Y'all don't want to go there with me. But that's the Afar people. I got the Afar people, the Nilotics, the Shuzuk, the Beja. I might do it tonight. I may do a whole presentation on how these motherfuckers living bad compared to the Egyptians. But y'all want to call them descendants of ancient Egyptians? Well, how they fall off so goddamn hard? Huh? They sure fell off hard. Let me make sure. Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I talked on all my points. The MENA region, right? We talked about that. We spoke about MENA. right? So since y'all don't want to call them Caucasians, they're MENA. Middle Eastern, North African. You niggas ain't that. You niggas ain't the Caucasians. You niggas ain't Mediterranean people. You niggas ain't MENA. You ain't the legit names or the non-legit names. You neither one of them. We can use them all. You don't fit any of them. Don't make me do the distance between. I was doing distances between all kind of lands, and man, they are so much closer to Europe. They're closer to the Middle East than they are anywhere in sub-Saharan Africa. You niggas been brainwashed. Okay, here we go. A map of Egypt, right? This is a Nile River near Aswan in southern Egypt. It's just a pretty beautified piece of artwork, right? About Egypt. The map shows Egypt. Hold on, am I sharing my screen? Yes, I am. Hold on, let me blow this up. Let me see if this have any significance about Egypt. The map shows Egypt, a country situated mainly in the northeastern corner of the African continent, bordering the Mediterranean Sea in the north and the Gulf of Suez, the Gulf of Aqaba, and the Red Sea in the east. The eastern portion of Egypt, the Sinai Peninsula, is situated where? In Western Asia, which is the Middle East. You guys ain't MENA. You guys are not Middle East North Africans. That is not your region or group. That's their group together. This is where Egypt is situated. In the fucking Middle East. So if you want to say, oh, well, they said it's not in Africa, they said it's Middle East. No, they've been saying it's in Africa and the Middle East. It's a transcontinental country. So God damn it, that's why they call them MENA. Because they are Middle Eastern North African people. And it's fucking connected. As you see here, it's all connected. The Middle East and Egypt is connected. So why can't they be Middle Eastern and North African all in once? Huh? It's just simply not you. Bottom line, let's continue to read what it says. Countries with international borders to Egypt are the occupied Palestinian territory of the Gaza Strip. Damn, these countries got borders with Egypt and are closer to Egypt than Sudan. The Gaza Strip, Israel, Libya, and they got Sudan here. Egypt shares maritime borders with Cyprus, Greece, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. So if you guys don't like to say Caucasoid people or Caucasian people, just say, hey, they share genetic material, genetic affinities with people from the Caucasus region. How about that? That's proper. Caucasus region is a real thing. That's not pseudoscientific. That's fucking real. Iran is the Caucasus region. They are a Caucasus country, right? Today, the Arab Republic of Egypt, its official name, occupies an area 1 million kilometers compared. It's almost twice the size of France. The capital, by far the largest city, is Cairo. That's in the Delta, aka the Mediterranean. It's the largest city. 20 million people all up in the motherfucking Delta. The wetlands, the marsh. You understand me? All up here. Cairo is right next to Israel. It's closer than no, it's about the same distance from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. It's from Cairo to Israel. And we drive there all the time. That's a bordering city, a bordering state. Them the fucking homies. That's all the home team. UNLV, nigga. USC, motherfucker. California, Southern California, Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Nigga, we're Trinity. Fuck is y'all talking about? And it's the motherfucking desert. You know what I mean? Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona's the desert, but y'all say white folk can't live in the hot desert because the heat will kill them. Bullshit. White folk is moving to Arizona, Texas, the motherfucking Basically, Arizona and Las Vegas, which is the desert. They move into the desert in droves and living well and doing good. Is you niggas scared of the sun and shit, hiding from the sun and wearing hats and shit. Oh, it's hot out here. I can't take it. I'm gonna go inside. And shit. White folk is loving the heat. Fuck is y'all talking about? All right. So what else? Nobody was confused what Dr. Ben meant with black men the now. They never said Dr. Ben is tripping. What's a black man, Dr. Ben? They never said none of that shit. They knew clearly what black man Dr. Ben was talking about. There was no question ever. You knew niggas got questions. MENA, I'm gonna do a whole motherfucking lecture on these Nilotic ethnic groups and tribes. And I'm gonna combine the Nilotics, the Beja, the Afar, and I'm gonna show how you niggas been lying about them being North African or related, because Egyptians didn't fuck with none of them. They considered them all to be trash. I'm not saying they trash, but that's what the Egyptians considered them motherfuckers. Fucking wretched. Let's be real. Oh, and by the way, since y'all talking this cash shit about the word Caucasian, in this court case, Supreme Court case of the United States, about, and it was about, um, what you call it? What can I, what's the, what, man, 2013, 2012, guess what? It says the petitioner, who is Caucasian, was rejected for admissions to the university. So this is a court case between a university and the courts, and guess what? Right here, they use the word Caucasian. They call the petitioner Caucasian just in 2013, 2014. Shut your goddamn mouth. Everyone knows it's an obsolete category, but people still use it sometimes when they want to make a point. Just in 2014, they was using the word Caucasian in a court case. Right here, if y'all can see that well. I've seen a scientist use it when I was doing research today. But I don't want to make this thing too long. But they use it for certain reasons. We know it's obsolete. We'll use it and tell you it's obsolete at the same time. You're not going to stop nobody from using the word Caucasoid, a Caucasian. All this time, listen here. You know how many presentations and lectures Cyrus Sutin said he got? Saying Caucasoid and these Caucasoids and shit and Neanderthals and shit. And y'all sitting here clapping and agreeing and never once said, hold up, Cyrus Sutin said he. Caucasoid is an obsolete word. Why are you using that? Because Cyrus Sutin said he was still repping Black Egypt, so you didn't question it. All of a sudden, we knocking down Black Egypt. Now y'all questioning Caucasoid and Caucasian like you playing dumb now. All of a sudden, you don't know what Dr. Ben meant when black man in my Nile. When Ankh opens up black African power, y'all all of a sudden don't know what he mean by black African power. Right? Now, is there a white African? Why you gotta say black African? Maybe there's a white African. Just fucked up communication all the way around, but nobody ever said, whoa, 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 Ankh. What do you mean by black? That's a social construct. They did that shit to me, though. All of a sudden. Dasha Rob, I blocked you for good. Because the second time you came over here and insulted me. See, I gave you a chance. Now, you can go in them other people's chat and call me crackhead and all these insults, but you're not going to come in my chat and do it. Even in my chat, if someone called Brother Ankh a crackhead and dope fiend, I'm going to stop him and say, not here, buddy. This ain't the page for that kind of shit. Ankh is not on crack. Stop the cap. That's just Chief X. I'm just real like that in the world of fakeness. Nobody will ever stop anyone from calling me a crackhead because that's just their morals. My morals are a little above most people. So Dash Arab, his name is Dash Arab, and he's pro-black but got Arab in his name. But these niggas, that's that hangover from this Muslim shit he was into. Yeah, my morals is just a little better than most people. Even my enemy, you can't come in my chat with this immature shit. Now, you can get on his information. That's what I want. But all this immature shit and just insulting people and shit all in my chat, whether they my enemy or my friend, it can't go down. This is a grown folk channel. Everybody else can allow that shit, not here. Like even in Kofi Pie side. Kofi Pie side do not allow you niggas to act a fool and act immature all in his chat. He'll tell you this is a grown folk channel. Do that shit somewhere else. And that's what y'all should do. So let me just look at these things and make sure I didn't leave nothing out. Oh, so I was reading all these different articles and shit on why they stopped using, why Caucasian lost its meaning, why they stopped using it. And in general, times fucking change. You know what I mean? And people just use expanded definitions now. And the word Caucasian can't contain everyone. You know what I mean? And it also speaks on some if people is using it, it doesn't mean that they're racist. Although sometimes people say it's a racist classification, that's because of when the man who initially labeled certain skulls and stuff Caucasian, he was trying to say that the Caucasian was a more beautiful people, which is so. But people may not even know that original story. They use the word Caucasoid or Caucasian not to be racist. It's not their intent. It's just something that has been said scientifically for years, and now it's obsolete. But everyone knows if I say Mongloid that I'm referring to Asians and Native Americans. They know when I say Negroid what I'm referring to, and they know when I say Caucasoid what I'm referring to, although it's obsolete. So we just had a class on the word black, and that the ancients used black. The Arabs and the Portuguese, when they called it Negro land, they saying black land. Okay? When the Arabs came in and named it Sudan, they saying black land. Everyone's clear on who black people is in Africa. Everybody. The Greco-Roman world was fucking clear and called it the dark continent, the black land. The dark continent to the Greco-Roman world and to Europeans was sub-Saharan Africa. They called it Ethiopia, the land of the burnt face. Burnt, dark. You know, everybody was clear. The ancient world knew Egypt was on the continent of Africa. All the entire Greco-Roman world knew Egypt is in the continent of Africa. They spoke on it in all their literature. So when niggas out here saying, hey, they tried to remove Egypt from Africa and say they're not telling you the proper story and they're lying. Because you can't find no scholar saying Egypt is not in Africa. You won't find it. You will find people saying that it's connected to the Middle East. Because the people there, the religion there, the culture there isn't was 17% Arab, but the whole entire culture is Arab. That's why they call it the Arab Emirate, United Arab Emirates. The religion is Islam. The language is Arabic. All that came from the Middle East into a connected place called Egypt. A connected land. It's a connected land. Get over it. Wait. I mean, like, hold on. It's a connected land. The Middle East and North Africa is connected. And they share a gene flow. Why wouldn't you share a gene flow with somebody a mile away from you? Somebody can be 400 yards away from you, but be in the Middle East when you're in Africa. And they only 100 fucking, you can be, it might be 100 yards difference from the Near East in Africa. And you're trying to tell me somebody next door 100 yards or 1,000 yards away don't share genetic material? They weren't fucking, right? They weren't dating. I can walk 100 feet and we can go on a fucking date. Right? Shit crazy. Yeah, it's called good character. What's up, Donnie Williams? Right, so if you didn't catch this video from the beginning, rewind it, because most of the meat was at the beginning. In the end, I'm just more so talking shit, right? Um, yeah, like she said, most white folk I know get dark when they go in the sun. Only a few burn. Yeah, I know niggas that burn. My sister fucking burns. With her light skinned ass. White folk love the fucking desert. What y'all mean they can't live in the desert? Oh, they've been in South Africa for fucking generations. What do you mean they can't? Or if they lived in Africa, they'd be dead because they have skin cancer. Shut up. With that racist drivel. If your ass live, if you lived in the fucking cold in Canada, you might get rickets. What's the fucking difference? One group is better for the sun, one group is better for the cold. But that doesn't make either one better than the other. Both will have problems. Every documentary on Egypt shows Middle Eastern Caucasoids as J.J. Bentley's a Caucasoid. He even says the word Caucasoid. Every documentary on Egypt shows Middle Eastern Caucasoids as Egyptians way before Arabs came. They invented agriculture, religion, etc. Modern civilization, it starts in the East. It's fucking true. Yep, and in Vegas, they made the desert into a city called Las Vegas. White folks moving in drove. If I'm to relocate, I used to say I'm moving to North Carolina, but since I got business here, my kids and grandkids, I may move to Las Vegas. If I buy a home, I'm more than likely buy a home in Vegas and just have an apartment here and just go back and forth from Vegas. Vegas is good living. It's not expensive as people think. It's hot weather. It gets kind of chilly too, but you know, it's a lot of new construction, new buildings, new homes. It's spacious. Vegas got good gun laws. They're liberal when it comes to carrying concealed weapons. I mean, Vegas is good. Nevada is good living. So I may move there. He said, "Flame in the conscious community." Yeah, so I just made this presentation because I seen people arguing about the word Caucasian. That's how you know niggas is in their feelings. When you have a 4 5 hour discussion on whether Caucasoid is obsolete or not, and everybody and their mama already agrees it's obsolete, and niggas is still going on and on about Caucasian and Caucasus and shit, that means niggas is in their feelings, and they're mad that they don't fit the description. They're trying any which way to fit themselves into the description of being an Egyptian, and they don't fit Caucasian, they don't fit Mediterranean, and they don't fit MENA, Middle Eastern North African. So fuck Caucasoid, fuck Caucasian. We'll just say Mediterranean and MENA people, and you niggas is still outcasts. What you gonna do now? But do what he says. Get flamed by Chief X. All these niggas on Smash Rockwell channel and shit because they embarrassed and shit. And Gozy running over there today, and Reggie running over there today. Smash Rockwell, you just did an amazing job. I'm like, huh? Niggas been crying all morning and saying nothing. Like you've been crying all goddamn morning and afternoon and still didn't say a motherfucking thing. And you niggas are still sub-Saharan Africans, and you niggas still ain't named a black indigenous tribe to North Africa, the Levant, the Near East, the Caucasus, or Europe. You niggas have failed so miserably. You just fucking submitted and bent the knee. Nigga, hold on. Wait, this is you guys don't understand. Let me just tell you. You got to understand this and bring this up with these niggas. Done. So they acting like they just got away with it. Just Chief X said, indigenous to North Africa. Don't forget, I said Europe. Don't forget, I said the Levant. Don't forget, I said the Near East. Don't forget, I said the Caucasus. So you guys are only trying to figure out one area, and you failed miserably. And these other 4 areas, you niggas ain't touching. Chief X has got a 90% A plus on the exam. You niggas got 10%. And you even got the 10% all botched up. Nigga, I'm winning all the way around. It's nothing you can do. And don't act like you guys have named an indigenous black North African tribe, because you ain't. You're arguing all around the fact. So you niggas can high five and shit all you want. All you niggas doing is helping each other lie. And you know he's full of shit, but you want to high five. Yeah, we both full of shit. High five. High five. I'm full of shit too. I'ma back and support your lie. Hey, I'ma support your lie. High five. And we just all gonna front on here like Chief X is wrong and crazy and he's pseudo, when you niggas know I'm a science-based nigga. I'm not into no pseudoscience. Now, somebody can say Chief X was wrong about a point, but to call me pseudoscientific is some shit that's said because a nigga's in his feelings. For those of y'all who missed it, I dislike Ank's punk ass, but he's not a pseudoscientific guy. He's a science guy who's just wrong about a bunch of shit. You don't have to mislabel me because you dislike me or you mad at me. This is when niggas can't keep their fucking shit intact. They can't keep their emotions intact, and they just spout out some wild shit because they in their feelings. Right. So the default now is, since it's on the continent, we just gonna call them Africans. We're gonna leave off North Africans because that might give people a better understanding. And we don't want people to have a better understanding, so we're gonna leave off the North African part and we're just gonna say African so we can keep the conversation muddy and confusing. And so we can play the role like they're black. Because when I say African, people know I mean a black nappy head person. So we'll just call them African. That way we won't have to. People are so see through. J.J. Bentley said the East gave birth to modern civilization. This is kind of true, family. Whether you want to admit it or not, because everybody's in competition who's first. The Egyptians are not native to Africa. I halfway agree with that, but I understand his point. Yeah, I understand his point. That's why they call it MENA, Middle Eastern North African. This is why Queen T and King Tut has West Asian, aka Near East DNA. Hey, so are me Queen T and King Tut are Egyptians. So by his statement, King Tut and Queen T are not native to Africa, meaning their biological origins is not native to North Africa. That's a fucking fact. If you want to be technical, so I'm gonna end this. But for all you niggas who cried for 4 hours about the word Caucasoid and Caucasian today, you niggas ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ain't got nothing better to do with your time. Who disagreed? Name one person who disagreed that it's an obsolete term. You can't even name one person. So why would you argue about something for 4 hours? Stupid motherfuckers. You guys are trying that goddamn hard. That's why. When Banu said cops don't even like to be called MENA nor North Africans. We prefer cops or Egyptians because we're unique. Now, I have to admit, through my studies, cops and the Egyptians um, are unique. They're a little different than any other North Africans and Middle Easterns a bit. They maintained a nation state. I think it was Corey, Concrete Corey. He said that yeah, he was saying that Egypt what did how did he term it? Egypt ancient Egyptians were nationalists. They were the first nationalists, repping they shit only. Nigga, this is we formed a nation state. We're nationalists. We different than you. You guys are outside of our borders. You not us, nigga. We run this shit. We the preeminent rulers of the Mediterranean. They was a little different with they shit. They was the first nationalist. So you have people who speak Coptic language, and it's only a small amount of them. Nobody else throughout North Africa really speak Coptic language except the Coptics in Egypt. So I have to agree, they're a little different. Although they may share some genetic affinities, they're a little different. Shakir, peace to you. So, from now on, say MENA or say North African or Mediterranean people. That's more specific and truthful and honest. Since all of a sudden, the last year or so, you guys don't like the word Caucasoid. You cannot find in the conscious community people arguing about the words Caucasian or Caucasoid prior to me debunking Black Egypt. No black Americans was arguing about that until Black Egypt was debunked. Now all of a sudden they're confused. Now all of a sudden they're the strictest scientists in the world and shit. The whole world, all in America, all in the Western Hemisphere, um, just around the world, is embracing MENA culture. Everything spiritually and religiously up out of that MENA region, but more specifically in the MENA region, right out of that area, the Near Eastern Egypt, Israel and Egypt, the entire world embraced that Christian or Islamic culture. Yeah, that's how powerful it was. So, this statement made me think about that. The East gave birth to modern civilizations. The Egyptians are not native to Africa. So, our modern ways come from that culture in the Near East and Egypt, as far as religiously and spiritually. If you're a Christian or Muslim, that's where it comes from. So, let me just tell y'all something. Don't waste your time in all them hours again arguing over words that everybody agrees with. You guys are that much in an emotional wreck that you waste time and then high five each other afterwards. And still ain't touched one point Chief X made. I heard my name 19 times. Around 19 times I heard my name. Well, next time, how about somebody just call me and send me the motherfucking link? If you big and bad and built for this. If you got to say my name 19 times, god damn it, just call me. Shit. It's just that simple. But guess why they don't call me? Listen, if I'm on here, like yesterday, I'm going in on Ngozi. Saying he wrong for this, he wrong for that, he riding the fence, fucking Ngozi talking about this and that. And then I let him on so he can either clean up his shit or challenge me on what I have contention with. I let his ass on. How can I would never talk about a nigga or his claims or things, his subject matters, and not let him on to defend his shit. If I don't let this person on to defend this shit, I'm scared of him. I'm not built like that. I'm playing a mind game and trying not to face this beast. Right? I came for Reggie several times, invite him to debate, smash, rock, what anybody. I say, here's the link. Come on my chat and let's talk about it. I would never. Wujao and all his topics. Come over here, Wujao, and let's talk about this shit. I'm against what you saying, nigga. Defend this shit. Come on. Oh, they not inviting Chief X. But they'll say his name 20 fucking times. The reason, let me just tell you why, you niggas listening. The reason why they won't say, hey, send Chief X this link. They're scared to death. And they know the proper narrative will be heard if I come on the motherfucking stream. I'm not gonna allow them to botch up my claims and what the fuck I mean. These niggas is so petrified of Chief X in real time. Let me tell you how petrified they are. Now you got a team of niggas. The Amon Ra squad, they friends and homies, and everybody else who agree with them. I said, Smash Rockwell, I'm one man. Put me on the hot seat. I said, bring your best. Gather your best and your baddest. You, Unc. I know you fell out with Drew in the SAR and shit, but whoever else, these chat niggas running their mouth. Get a team of 5 of y'all, like on Sinetta TV before the debate, and I was dealing with 6 niggas at one time, and I spanked all 6 and moved them along. I say, put me on the hot seat, Smash, and bring your best, and question me, see what I know or don't know, prove me wrong. Just come for me, and I will sit here on the hot seat and deal with all 5 of you niggas, and they scared to do that. Coward ass niggas. This how you know you shouldn't listen to nothing they saying unless they bring me on and confront me with that bullshit. They won't do that shit. They'll stream 5 hours and act like I don't exist. Because if I come on the motherfucking panel, I'm shutting it down. Scary ass niggas.